What'd you say?
I said, I'm trying to clean up my area before the pest control guy comes tomorrow. He starts, apparently he's been drinking my fragrance oil, thinking it's essential oil.
Oh boy. Tell him what you're getting ready to do. What are you training for?
Well, I think I'm gonna train for a bikini competition.
Oh, I like that idea.
Not bodybuilding, bikini.
Yeah, I said don't make it like I'm hugging a dude.
No.
You can't have that.
No. So I gotta get these little arms.
Dang, look at that muscle.
I've gotta lose those.
All right, Speedy's Garage Gang. I know I'm kind of leaving you guys hanging with some of this stuff with Gomango, but I want you to experience the situation exactly like I did. So when it broke at the track, we towed it home, pushed it in the garage, and I literally did not look at it for another week. At that point, I jacked it up and found out we had put a wrist pin through the oil pan, knew we had a catastrophic failure of a piston in the motor. Been a lot of theories, a lot of good ones over on the forums and stuff. We've been talking about it quite a bit. I'm excited for you guys to see where we ended up with Gomango, but for now, I'll give you a little teaser. Obviously, all this happened a few months back, and the videos are a bit delayed, but let you have a look. What do you see? Keen eyes will take to see what we did. But that is the new bullet. See if anybody can figure out what we did. But that's all the hints I'm going to give you for today. Let's get on to today's video. What's up, girls? Not gonna be good while we're gone today? Say hi to everybody, Saturn. Say hi to everybody, Vita. Say hi. Say hi. Come see. Say hi. Good dogs. Hey, what's up, Speedy's Garage Gang? Welcome back to Speedy's Garage. For those of you that have been following along, you know Gomango has had a problem here. For those of you that haven't followed along, be sure to go back and get caught up so you know where we're at. Today, our crew chief Greg is coming over. I'm gonna need some assistance in getting Gomango back up and ready for the track. I'm gonna need some help from a labor perspective as well as timing. We're trying to get this set up, completed pretty quickly. And so I've got a friend in town who's a master Chrysler technician. I've gotten to know him over the past 8 or 10 years. His name is Mr. Mopar. That's what we're gonna call him. And he was the one that actually did the inspection on Orange Crush to keep that lifetime powertrain warranty, and I'll link to that for those of you that missed it. It was pretty funny. We made a little fun out of it because the car was all modified with a built motor and a supercharger and everything. But that's when I got to know him that long ago. He's a phenomenal technician and actually has a shop at his home, so he's going to help me get Gomango squared away. And so for those of you that have been following along, you know that Gomango had a catastrophic engine failure. And so we had to make some decisions. We had to decide if we were going to do a built motor and order one from a performance shop, go with a 426 maybe, or just a beefed up factory displacement 6.2 liter, something along those lines. Replace it with just another factory Hellcat engine. They were readily available when I looked around. We made the decision, and I'll talk a little bit about that later, so be sure to stay tuned. But for now, we got to get Gomango loaded up and over to Master Tech's shop. About to pull Gomango in. He had to pull a Viper out that he just finished up work on so that we could get the Hellcat in his shop and get it started. There's the dog. Hi. Hi. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah.
right off. Yep. Okay.
All right, we got the car up on the lift. We're gonna pull some oil out and see what we see. Other than the big hole, you can see that up there. We already showed in the oil pan. That's primary problem. Much as came out, I'm surprised there's any left in it. Oh no, this is Pennzoil Platinum.
Is it?
Yeah.
You know, Mobile One quit making 10W40?
Did they really?
Yep, they went to 1030. That's all you can get now.
There's what the oil looks like. I don't see any glitter. I don't feel any grit. So
I went to get some oil change on my truck about 2 weeks ago. Couldn't find
yeah,
anything W40.
nothing wrong with the oil. So it just something in it just broke. We're gonna have to pull the heads and stuff to see what that was. So we're gonna leave Gomango with Master Tech Keith. We're gonna come back by in a couple of days, check things out, see where we're at. Hopefully I can have some time to come over and work with him, but I've told him don't let me slow him down. My work schedule might be kind of crazy and I don't want it holding things up. So drop the car off, see where we end up. Okay, so the engine is actually here at Mr. Mopar's shop. Not going to tell you about that just yet. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you can follow along to see what engine we ended up with. But it's right here in this crate. It showed up with no markings on it other than just the word Taz. We're back at the shop and it does feel pretty odd not to see Gomango sitting here. All we have left is some oil stained cardboard and a few pieces of the oil pan. You know, I've said before, I got pretty lucky. I've been drag racing about 10 years, and other than one broken axle, I've never had a serious issue until now. It's one of those things, so I consider myself lucky. I'm going to knock on wood that we don't have another one maybe for another 10 years. I'm also going to go over the data logs with you. I'm going to show you what I saw in the data log, and then Greg and I'll go over to Keith's shop one night, and we'll actually tear the motor down, the damaged engine, and find out exactly what failed, and I'm going to take you guys along with me for that as well. And I've said before, I really enjoy the people you meet in the car culture. You saw our crew chief Greg come over and help us tow the car over to the shop. I met Mr. Mopar 8 or 10 years ago. He initially did the, when the first time I met him, he was doing the powertrain inspection on Orange Crush so that I could keep that lifetime powertrain warranty. And we did this kind of as a joke. It had a built motor and a supercharger and everything. So if you missed that, I linked to it previously. Go back and check that out. It was pretty fun. But that's when I first got to know him. The second time I interacted with him is when Gomango's supercharger had the bearing issue. He swapped the supercharger out in like an hour, and I don't think he spilled a drop of coolant. So I recommended him to Greg when Greg's Ram 1500 had the very common lifter issue where it eats the cam up. So Greg had that problem with his truck. Dropped it off over at his shop. Mr. Mopar swapped out the lifters. I almost said injectors for some reason. Swapped out the lifters. He swapped out the cam and got the truck all fixed up. And it's been great for about 8 months. Greg hasn't had a single issue from that work, and it was very clean and very well done. So I know Keith does awesome work. He's a fantastic technician. So I'm excited to be able to go over and work with him a little bit on Gomango as we get it repaired. So that's it for today. I hope you subscribe so you can follow along and see where we end up. Be sure to check us out on Instagram. It's at Speedy's_garage, as well as our website, www.speedysgarage.net. And hopefully, I'll see you out there.